Now, before all of that, back in November, former Love Islander Chris Hughes came on the show to raise awareness of testicular cancer by bravely taking part in a live check-up performed by Dr Chris.
Well, after watching at home, Chris's older brother, Ben, decided to carry out his own check and was shocked to find a lump, which later led to a testicular cancer diagnosis.
Well, Chris rejoins us now alongside his brother Ben and Dr Chris, and welcome all of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
So, Ben, were you in the habit of checking yourself regularly anyway?
To be completely honest, I've never checked before. So when Chris came on and I sort of texted him after the show and said, that was so brave what you did there. And he got home that night, and that's kind of when he came in late, I came in late, I was led in bed and I thought I'd just check. And then I kind of texted you, didn't I?
Had a little feel.
Had a little feel, and texted him and said, "Are you still awake?" And he said, "Yeah."
From the next room.
We're in the next room, just to make sure he was awake. And he said yes, and I was like, "Well, I found a lump," and I went in. We're not as close a brother as I thought because I wanted him to check it for me.
It was about 3 a.m. in the morning, pitch black, and I said, "Ben, it can wait till the morning," because he wasn't going to go see a GP at that time. But yeah, I seen him in the morning, didn't I? And then
And you did go to the doctors then at that point, because I think when you first discover something like that, you're sort of thinking, it can't possibly be, it can't be true.
Exactly.
But you did exactly the right thing and you went to the doctors. And even the doctor said that he was sort of thinking 99% chance it could just be a sort of cyst or something and nothing nasty. But you did all the checks. So what was the next sort of part of the process?
So yeah, he basically said that sort of little bit of doubt he had, he's going to send me for an ultrasound, which I went for an ultrasound the following week. That was at my local GP's, and they then referred me to Cheltenham General Hospital, where I saw a specialist doctor, and then he couldn't find the results of my previous ultrasound, so I went and did another, and that's when I was broken the bad news later that afternoon that I'd actually got testicular cancer. And that's where it all started.
And so, what did it feel like? What did you notice?
When I did my check, I've just got a sort of nut size sort of ball on the side of my testicle.
So quite large?
Yeah, quite a large, sort of size. I mean, it could be a pea size, reading into it a bit more, and not really knowing a huge amount about it. But yeah, no, I just found sort of,
What's the process now then? Where are you now?
In my process, I've had a CT scan last night, which I haven't picked up the results as of yet. That can be 24 to 48 hours. I will then find out whether the cancer is spread into any other parts of my body, which, fingers crossed, I've had a bit of bad luck over the last couple of weeks, but fingers crossed my luck's changing and that it hasn't spread. And I'm booked in for my operation next Wednesday.
That's to remove the testicle?
To remove the testicle,
Right.
And I'm booked in for that next Wednesday. So I'm just wanting these CT scans to come back good, and then I can move forward, get this out. It's just a small hump in the road.
And you are taking sort of the precautionary step of freezing your sperm, aren't you?
Absolutely, yep. I did my first sperm banking yesterday. Or was it the day before?
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday. And my doctor rang me that evening and said, look, I think you should know the tests which we did on your sperm weren't great. Your semen sample came back with a very negative sperm count, if any at all.
So what does that mean then?
So that pretty much means I've got no sperm present in my semen at that time, which that could be a number of things, he said. So what we're going to do is do another test tomorrow. So I'm going to do another sperm banking tomorrow, and hopefully, again, with a bit of luck, it shows up some results, because within our sort of family, we have got a low sperm count and fertility rate. So it's one of those things. It could be genetic or it could be something that is caused from having testicular cancer.
For you, were you ever imagine that day you came in here and you did that check? I mean, you've had other people who've got in touch with you and said, I think a father got in touch with you.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Yeah, father on Christmas Eve, actually, he sent an email to Chris and Jim, my management, and they forwarded it on to me, which was a really nice thing to read just before Christmas. And he basically just said, thank you so much for Chris. Can you pass it on to Chris? Thank you so much for going on this morning. Because from that, my son went and got himself examined and discovered he had testicular cancer just before Christmas. So, you know, you don't know when you come and do these things, you know, who it's going to affect or if it is going to help anybody.
But the last thing
it's been unbelievable.
Mind
so
is that it's going to be your brother.
And then it was Ben, which is crazy. But I was saying to you earlier, I didn't think it would be such. I didn't know this was like crazy because it was all in a bit of a blur. But it's quite remarkable, isn't it, really?
Well, we always say these items save lives, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and I guess, I mean, I said to you when you first walked in, how are you doing? And you're trying to remain as positive as possible. But the good thing about this is because you have caught it early, the chance of living a life and carrying on and nipping this in the bud, that is quite possible with testicular cancer. It is one of the few that you can, if caught early, makes a difference.
It's a small hurdle, which we've just got to get over at the end of the day. It's not... To me, it's not a massive thing. There's more life-changing things out there which could hamper your life, and that's why I am staying positive. I've always been a positive kind of person, and I've always taken the mick out of myself. I'm the first to take the mick out of myself, and with this, people do say I joke a little bit too much about it.
Right.
But that's just how I am. That's how I go about it. It's
and
just
cope
to
with
make
it, I guess.
to make it easier to cope with.
One of the things you wanted to point out was that the process from you finding it to the diagnosis was very simple and nothing to be scared of.
Absolutely nothing to be scared of, no. That was a simple trip to the GP, which I used to go and see him when I'd got a cold or a bad chest or something, you know? So I'm used to seeing him. So it was just so easy, and he did the right thing. He referred me to the people we needed to be referred to, and then going to see a specialist. And within 7 weeks of me checking myself to getting my diagnosis that I was or have got testicular cancer. And it's remarkable, really. And thank you to him, really. He's the one to thank in all of this. Because if he didn't do it, I'd still be in the dark now.
Well, that is a frightening thought. Dr. Chris, we can never do this enough to talk through the symptoms that you may be experiencing if you have testicular cancer. So we're going to ask you now, what are you looking for?
Well, you know, the frustrating thing is there are millions and millions of men out there who aren't examining their testicles. They don't know what to feel for anyhow. And it's a bit of a messy organ because there are lots of tubes around the back and they're not doing it the right way. And the frustrating thing is it's easily diagnosed by the patient. Right? The testicle is smooth on the front and the side. It's a firm lump, which you felt, and it's eminently curable. 90 to 98% of cases of testicular cancer are cured. I mean, it's a great success story.
So once again, and you say it can be subtle. You know, you do have to check yourself because there are no other outward signs. What do you look for?
Well, instead of doing a testicular examination like that,
we can't ask Chris to do it again.
Basically, you put your fingers behind the testicle and you use the pad of your thumb on the front of the testicle, and all you do is you go from side to side, sliding up and down over the smooth surface of the testicle, all the way across from top to bottom. That takes about 5 seconds, and you do the same on the other side. It's 10 seconds in which and basically what you'd find if it was testicular cancer, you'd find a firm, usually painless lump on the surface, you know, pea-size, maybe peanut size. And that the commonest presentation of testicular cancer is a painless lump on the testicle.
And how often should you be doing that?
Once a month. Have a bath or a shower beforehand because heat causes the testicles to hang down lower, so they're easier to examine.
And I guess sort of knowing your own body, isn't it? So you can see any changes, you can feel any changes.
Yeah, no. Know your nuts. In other words, know how they feel, okay? And keep an eye on the ball. And finally, go compare. If you found a lump on one side, go and check on the other. It might just be the way your testicles are made. You've got another one to compare it to.
Yeah. And if in doubt, go straight to the doctor.
Your mum and dad must be so proud of both of you. You because you were so brave to do what you did. You because of your positive outlook and the bravery of coming in today and talking about it. You guys make such a massive difference.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. It's Mum's birthday today, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wish her happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Valerie.
Val, yeah, we met her, didn't we, when you
Val.
were
Yeah, we
in
did.
London. Happy birthday, Val. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
stay well. Please
Yeah,
keep
thank
us
you.
in touch.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.